Okay, let's start with the obvious. How does a fighter win the ring title in just 5 professional fights? That's not just fast, it's borderline absurd. But that's exactly what Canada's Ariane Thibeault just did, and if you're not paying attention to this story, you're missing one of the most fascinating rises in modern boxing. Let's unpack this. First, the fight itself. Thibeault versus Desley Robinson wasn't just a title bout. It was a masterclass in exploiting physical advantages. At 6 foot, Thibeault's reach and jab were like a Swiss Army knife, always the right tool, always in the right place. And when she unloaded that left hand in the first round, that wasn't luck, that was a hunter locking onto its prey. But here's what people aren't talking about. Robinson came in as a 38-year-old with a 7-fight win streak. So why did she look so flat? Was it Thibeault's pressure, or did Robinson peak too early? I'd argue it's both. Thibeault's style exposed a vulnerability in older fighters who rely on grit over adaptability. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, that 7th round headbutt. Blood everywhere, the ref stops the fight briefly. But here's the twist, Thibeault didn't lose momentum. Most fighters would let that moment derail them, but she came back like it was just another Tuesday. That mental toughness? That's rare for a 29-year-old in only her 5th fight. And yet, the judges scored it 100-90 across the board. Wait, how does a fight with a stoppage for an accidental foul still end in a 10-round shutout? That tells me Robinson never figured out how to answer Thibeault's questions. But let's zoom out. Thibeault's rapid ascent isn't just impressive, it's a symptom of a bigger shift in boxing. We are seeing promoters fast-track prospects like never before, and the ring title, once a badge of earned prestige, is starting to feel transactional? I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it, she absolutely does, but does winning a title in 5 fights devalue what fighters like Claressa Shields or Naoya Inoue did by grinding through 15 to 20 fights first? This is the tension in modern boxing, speed versus legacy. And while we are on the topic of legacies, let's shout out Amanda Gala's performance against Sharetta Metcalf. Gala's pressure was relentless, but here's the kicker. She just lost to Chernica Johnson, the undisputed bantamweight queen. So what does that say about Metcalf's ceiling? Or Johnson's dominance? If Gala can dominate Metcalf, but lose to Johnson, how many levels are there in women's boxing right now? It's like a video game with boss battles. You think you're at the top until the next rung humbles you. Then there's the Perot-Whitfield fight. A 3rd-round stoppage? Sure, but look closer. Perot's now 14-0 with 11 KOs. The guy's a 6'5" southpaw in the heavyweight division, basically a unicorn in a pool of thoroughbreds. But here's my concern. Whitfield has been stopped in 2 of his last 3 fights. Is that on Perot's skill, or is Whitfield just glass-jawed at this point? This is the problem with prospect fights. They often lack context until someone actually tests the prospect. So where does this leave us? Thibeault's the new shiny object, but the real story is how boxing's power structure is evolving. Promoters are betting bigger on younger talents, and fans are being asked to invest emotionally in fighters before they've even faced adversity. Is this good or bad? I'd say it's a gamble. For every Canelo Alvarez who rises fast and stays forever, there's a Matty Graves who burns out. But hey, if Thibeault keeps this up, maybe we are watching the birth of a new era. What do you think? Should titles be harder to earn, or is this the future? Drop your takes below, and let's get weird with it.